Hey everybody, it's Michelle, and today I'm kind of bringing you a different kind of video. I've never, and maybe in my very first videos I kind of shared with you some of my miniature creations, but then again I hardly didn't have any subscribers, so you probably haven't dug back that far. But for those of you that have or have not, I just wanted to share some of my other hobby with you. And I haven't really worked on this for a long time, and I'm getting the itch, and I want to start doing some more of it. So that's why I pulled out my stuff. So what this is before I really got into doing like altered art and YouTube videos and stuff, I did a lot of miniatures for dollhouses, and I always wanted a dollhouse. And one day I was going by one of the local little thrift stores in my neighborhood, and there was a wooden dollhouse sitting outside, and they only wanted $8 for it. Well, if any of you miniaturists know, I don't know, that's incredible. So, I mean, scrapbooking stuff is more than $8, half of the embellishments and everything that you want to buy. So I took the house and had it appraised at a dollhouse shop, and it turned out to be like an antique and a brand that's not made anymore. And at that particular time, 7 years ago, it was worth like $500. So, but anyways, I will show you pictures of that in a minute. But first, I'll just show you some of the other stuff that I created with miniatures. And I used to go to a club, a miniaturist club, and we'd meet at the library. It was a bunch of women, and we'd meet the last Tuesday of every month, and it was for like 2 or 3 hours, and we would create just little miniature projects for your dollhouse. And I taught a couple of my projects there, and you know what, I want to go back, but I got so busy with my son when he was in baseball and sports for a couple years that I just could never make it out there to go anymore, so I kind of got out of it. But anyways, let me just share with you some of my stuff. I don't know how good this will pick it up, and then I'll show you my dollhouse and some other projects that I made. And then I did just purchase some new clay yesterday, some Sculpey clay, so I want to make some projects for the dollhouse. I'm just kind of in the mood. What started me getting back in the mood was I had another dollhouse that was just a shell of wood that I had bought from somebody in my miniature group, and I've never even completed my first one. And so I just, you know, they're so big, and I sold it at my garage sale. So if you watch my upcoming videos you'll see it at my garage sale. But anyways, let me go on. Like, these are some of the little gifts that we would exchange, Christmas gifts with the club, and you know, you'd make miniatures and you'd give one to everybody. So this was something somebody made, and I thought it was cute. And what I did, this square thing was like a challenge that we had, and it was just a shell of a triangle box. And it was just the bare wood, and the back was plexiglass, and it slid open. I'll do this the best I can. And most people, when they did their house, you can see the plexiglass, and this lifted up so you could decorate the inside of the house. But I was doing mine a little different, and I just wanted to, I attached my plexiglass on, and I wanted to do like an outside of a building. But you can see on the inside, you can still see down there that I did do it so you could look through the windows. But anyways, I made it like a Christmas shop, so I made it like winter. And I had these shingles, and I put the shingles on. I glued each one on, and I put the fake snow on. This was wood, and all I did was take spackle, and I smeared it all over to make it look like old stucco. And this was scrapbooking paper, so I glued pieces on there and just spackled over it so it looks like the brick is coming out. And I did that like on the corners. And this was the original door from my dollhouse that I changed it and got a new front door. So I saved the door, and I made it look, I painted it, and I put glass in it and made it look crackle. And these are just wood strips that I stained and put around the door for frame. And then this was just like, you can find these at Michael's, like in the train section, the miniature trains and stuff. And I put snow on it. And then for my flagpole holder, that was a bead, and I cut it in half. So it looks like it's holding the flagpole. And then this awning, I just cut myself out of scrapbook paper and used my scallop edge punch. So it looks like an overhanging awning. And then that was just like a wooden little sign that I had. And this is just pieces of trim and stuff you can buy at Michael's or the Dollhouse stores. Actually, I think I might have took that off my Dollhouse and reused it if I put a new one up, but I'm not sure. The window I made myself. I took a piece, this is just acetate, like from packaging. And I just used pieces of strips of little balsa wood that you can buy at Michael's and stuff. And I just cut a hole with a jigsaw for the door and for the window, because that wasn't there. This was all solid. So I cut a hole with the jigsaw, and then I glued and made a window so you can see inside. And then I used acetate. You're not going to be able to see, but you can see the little bear on the shelf. I put acetate in the window to make glass shelves. And a lot of my toys have fallen out because I didn't glue them good. They're on the floor and I can't get to them, so mistake I made. But anyways, then I created this bench is out of foam core board and scrapbooking paper. And I just used the scallop edge punch to make the bench and cut the corners. You can see that was a corner punch, the leaf corner punch, the fern or whatever. And then I had some ivy, like from pics of different floral arrangements and stuff. And I glued it to make it look, you know, Christmassy. And then this, I created the hat. This is one of those, just, it's a square wooden piece. And I chopped it down. And you could buy all these square pieces of wood dolls and stuff at Michael's or your craft stores. But anyway, so I cut it to that size and I just glued it on a piece of, might be paper, cardboard or something. And I painted it white and I painted the top black, and then I just took my circle punch and cut the rim of his hat and glued it around and painted a little face on him and glued, you know, pieces of popsicle stick for his arms. So he's like a little display. And then I made the wreath. It comes off. And I just folded up pieces of wire, wreathing wire or whatever that you can get at Michael's, and put a bow on it, and he looks Christmassy. And I put some fake snow on him. The cement is, this is all foam core board that I set on, and it's just paper. I do know how to do, I did make a, which I don't have it anymore because we auctioned it off, but I made a lodge out of this same triangle box, and I glued eggshell cartons to make faux stone with the fireplace. So if you're interested in seeing a tutorial on that, let me know. But this is just scrapbook paper. Looks like a cobbled stone walkway. And I'm going to try to get in here to show you the inside. I don't know how good you'll see it with the glare. But inside I made a little, it kind of just made like a little antique shop, and I put the little gift bag on top with the cash register and a little homemade Christmas tree and some candy canes made of clay. And then there's teddy bears sitting on the floor. And then over here, try not to get the glare, I hung shelves on the wall, and that's scrapbooking paper to look like wallpaper. And I made those shelves just with like little pieces of strip wood. And there's little bottles with candies. You can't see them, but they're made with Fimo or Sculpey clay or whatever. And they look like Christmas candies. Little baskets. That's a Christmas tree that I received in a gift. And then on the bottom, I don't know what the glare, there's a wagon. And the teddy bear's in the wagon. And then there's just gifts underneath the Christmas tree. And then on the side wall, I have a quilt. I don't know if you can see it hanging on the shelf. The glare. There you go. Can you see it? And I hung it on a shelf like it's a quilt hanging on the wall. Kind of can get the idea. And that was just with some fabric. And here's like the side view. So just thought I'd share with you. You can see the snow. I love that fake snow. share with you a little bit of my other hobby that I want to start doing more of. And a lot of my scrapbooking tools, that's how I kind of got into it. And crafting tools, you can see the quilt hanging from up there through the plexiglass. But a lot of my tools and punches, like I make my own little homemade flowers and stuff like that. And punches. So that's how I kind of got into that, because you buy those punches and beads and everything to do the miniatures. And in my previous videos, I don't know, some of you probably saw the little binder clip purses that I've made. I'll dig one out and show you. But those I would set like on the counters and stuff. So that's that, and I'm going to show you, now I'll go show you my dollhouse. So hold on. Dollhouse. Let me show you this tree that I had made years ago. It looks like a weeping willow tree or a weeping cherry tree. And I actually took a class to do this at one of my, well, it's not local anymore. They went out of business, but it's a dollhouse shop, miniature shop. And it's dusty. It's old. I've had it forever. But anyways, this is just baby's breath and wire. And we painstakingly cut the little baby's breath out, and then you took a little syringe and put the glue on and glued each piece on the wire. And you bent it, and then the bottom is made out of clay, and then we just put that green foamy stuff you can get like at the hobby shops that they use for miniature trains and stuff. All my rocks are made out of clay, and I painted them to look like rocks. Believe it or not, they're not real rocks, but they look like big boulders. This is very dusty, but it used to look clear like water, but I've had this up on a shelf for like 7 years, so it got dusty, and but it looked like a little pond, and then I had this little frog and these little stones. And the little flowers, those are little porcelain flowers that I bought at a dollhouse shop. But I can make them out of paper, and I'll show you. I did a garden. It's very easy with your little punches. And then this is just tape, floral tape, wrapped around the wires for the bark and then painted to look like. So there's my little tree, and it can sit in front of my little dollhouse. And here's a bottle of Mod Podge. It's the 16 ounce, so you can see in comparison to the size that it is. And there's my hand. So, but I like it. It's pretty and it's fun. So let me go over to my dollhouse now. Okay, so this is my dollhouse. And when I bought it, it did not look like this. It looked like, I had a picture of it hanging. I'll have to pull out my scrapbook and show you at the end. But it was all, it had green siding on it, and it was all hung upside down. It didn't have these fancy windows. It didn't have shutters. The only thing original left on it is the roof. I didn't touch that because that would just be a nightmare. But anyways, I added all these trims. I don't like the color that it is. I was trying to go off of an inspiration piece in a magazine. Didn't like it, so I'm changing this all back to white. And I'm changing the house to white because it's a buttered yellow. I painted it. I hate it. I want to do white and black, the traditional. So, but this, the railings, I had all the railings were on here. It's a wraparound porch. I took them off. I added lattice. I repainted the front porch. I put in all new windows and shutters, which I'm going to repaint. And I have front steps that are going to go here. So this was a lot of work doing this outside. This is just like textured wallpaper, so it looks like stucco. And let's see, this part opens. I know it's probably dark. I stripped because it had funky wallpaper all in it. I stripped every piece of wallpaper out of here. And now I'm just storing my goods. This is like my kitchen. I stained all these kitchen cabinets. They're going to go in my kitchen. Like I said, I did a lot of work on it, but I just haven't finished decorating because in between I would do like room boxes and just miniature projects, sorry. But I have, like, here's all my kitchen cabinets that are going to go in the kitchen. And I wired it with copper wiring, so it's going to have electricity. But now I'll turn it around. So those are 2 bedrooms, or this is the dining room. That's a bedroom. And I took the front door out, and I have a brand new pretty one that's going to go in. So let me turn, oh, this was a gift from my miniature club. I need to put that in my store. Just a little snowman. So, and I have all the rails and everything. I'm just going to redo them. So, all right, hold on. Let me try to turn this around because it's huge. It takes up so much space. There's the other side of it. Of course, I'm using it for storage. It's on this big table that I got out of the I garbage picked that TV tray or microwave cart. Love it. All right, let me turn it around. Back of my house. And as you can see, I'm storing half of my stuff in it. These were the old curtains that I took off that were on the windows. And they're dirty and old looking, but I'm going to redo the patterns because that's all it is cardboard with fabric sewn on top of it. And they sell this stuff. It's so expensive. And starch with laces, so. But as you can see, I stripped every bit of this. I took out the staircase, which I still have. Here's the rails. They go down the center here. So, this is the bathroom. You can see I got all my kitchen. It's dark, I know. Kitchen cupboards to glue in. I started gluing them in down there with sticky, tacky tape. But, that's just my temporary little hold. And that goes into the dining room. This is a rug that I bought. Oh, you can't probably see, but I bought wood flooring. It's all dusty, I need to wipe it out. But I laid new wood flooring in the kitchen so it looks like hardwood floors. And I re-wallpapered the kitchen. You won't see that blue stuff there once I hang the cupboards for sure, but it's a little checkered wallpaper. And I hung a border. I know it's dark. And what I just cut wallpaper books, like scrap wallpaper books at the wallpaper store. And then cut little strips out of the wallpaper because you have to have it to scale. So that's the hallway, and then this is a bedroom. These are my wallpapers, and these are just the little strips that you can do for molding. Oh, that opens up. There's more wallpaper. So it's got like an attic. The ceilings are stuccoed. This is my bedroom furniture. I had bought that on eBay with the rocker, so I'm going to fix up the bedroom. So now I've been itching to get back into my dollhouse and start making stuff. Oh, this was the wood. This is leftover wood flooring, I think. No, this was wainscoting that I'm putting in the kitchen. Alright, so it's huge inside. These are just tools making little furniture. These are all made out of just pieces of wood and toothpicks. You can do it out of all kinds of stuff. Like foam core board or paper. If you're not, if you're into it for the collecting aspect of it, you can spend a fortune on stuff and go to the shows, but you can also make stuff out of foam core board. And so in between all my scrapbooking and swaps and everything, I'm going to be starting to work on my dollhouse a little more. I want to make some more room boxes. But anyways, what inspired me, I guess I've been seeing, was Pat's Treasure Nest, or Pat, you know who you are. I'll write it in the thing below. But anyway, she did a scrapbooking room box. And I have been wanting to do one of those for years and just haven't got to do it. And now I'm going to do it. So, anyways, I just thought I'd share my other hobby with you guys. And there's all my tools down there that I keep this in. There's windows and staircases and furniture pieces. More railings. I wanted to get new posts. So, and there's all my tools that I took apart from the house. Don't touch that, honey. It's very fragile. But these... Look how cool this is. This is a plate holder. I actually have this in my kitchen. And you put your plates in it and hang it on the wall. So I guess I'm going to take it one room at a time. And since I'm so far ahead with my kitchen, I think I want to work on that. But I'm going to start making little embellishments to go in the dollhouse. And I'm going to probably be starting to sell some stuff too. So we'll see as I go along. Here is like some plants that I made. That's one of those purple, the leaves on it. You know what kind of plant it is. But I have to put it together in a pot, and that's just with paper and markers. I have lots of dishes, little teapots to hang on my shelves, and a lot of the stuff is handmade, like little glasses. You can make little glasses out of straws, or yeah, straws, cut up the straws. But anyways, there'll be more to come, because when I start making some stuff, I will do some videos along with my scrapbooking stuff. If you're interested, watch. If not, that was a little cross stitch. I made that count stitch or whatever, I don't know. But I just made that. I did it myself. I didn't have a pattern or anything, and I was going to frame it and hang it in the house. So enough of that. Let me go show you my garden that I created, and then I'll possibly pull out some of the miniatures that I've made, like embellishment miniatures. Okay, hold on. So here is a very dusty, see the dust. These are just one of those clear boxes, and when we were in the miniature group, this was one of the projects that we all created, was a miniature garden. I guess it was spring. And everything in here is handmade. I made it all. All my flowers are made out of paper. So I'm going to take off the lid. I just wanted to show you what it's in. And I keep it up on my shelf. And let me pull the lid off. Show you the inside. Hold on. This is on my scrap desk because it's a mess. I've been crafting. But anyways, this tree I made... I can kind of see it better. What that was the leftover stems. It's plastic, and it's from like a bushel of flowers that you would get at Michael's or whatever. And so I cut off the flowers, and it looked like a perfect tree. So I did that, and then I had these little pieces of little flowers, which were in a bushel of flowers they're plastic. And I just glued them on with little picks. And I had that little cardinal, so I stuck him in there. And I just thought it looked like, you know, spring flowers starting to bloom on the tree. That was a little stone that they gave us for the group SS&G. Gosh, I don't even remember what the thing stood for. But here's the stone path that I was telling you about. That's all from eggshell cartons that I ripped up and glued down to make it look like a stone path. And then this, I made it look like, you know, the shale or stone. And I glued all those little teeny punch-out flowers on there so they look like impatiens. These flowers, the cone flowers, that was made out of tissue paper and wire. And you just wrap the tissue paper and snip it. It turns out really cool. Look like the cone flowers. These were a punch, and then you just use flocking to do the centers on the top of the wire. So those look like those. They're not black-eyed Susans, but they're those other ones. You know what they are. I'm not good with flower names. This wishing well was a project that we all made together, and we had the kit for it with the wood dolls and the stones. So those are all real stones glued on. Real shingles. I glued the ivy on mine. This pond I put in mine, and all this is made out of clay. I put this in clay, and I forget what I textured this in. Just stone or sand or something. And even and this is that silicone casting stuff, so it looks like water, and you can see down in it. And inside I just rolled with clay and made it look like koi swimming in my pond. And there's some lilies, lily pads, and a bird. And there's a little stone with my turtle. And those are just these flowers all created from flowers. This is a paper punch, the flower punches that we all have for our scrapbooking, and I just polka dotted it with a fine tip marker and used some tissue paper for the center. And then these cattails I just made with wire, and I dipped them in flocking. And then this is just little pieces of grass that I glued in there, that not real grass, but I don't know, I pulled it out of something. And these were little fern punches. All my stones I created with clay, and I painted them however I wanted them, so it looks like it's, you know, the fish can swim under there. And then these I try to make like lilies or daylilies. And this, I had these, I don't know where I got these little pricky bushes from. They're plastic. I cut them off of something, from something at Michael's or something years ago. And then I stuck these little pieces in because I thought they just looked like daylilies. And then I used that, this is just a piece of foam, and glued that train grass or whatever on it. So I just thought I'd share with you the little things. Like these little birdies are made out of clay, and you just paint them, you shape them and paint them. The turtle I bought. Oh, and these little flowers, these are from a punch. And you just paint the inside with a little bit of white paint and put it on wire, on floral wire. Punch them out with those little punches. So that is my little garden that I made a long time ago. What I'll do with it, I don't know. It sits on the shelf and it collects dust, but it was fun to create all the flowers and make it look like a park garden. I really loved doing this little pond. And these little fish were so easy. I just rolled the clay, shaped them like fish, and splotted paint on them. And then buried them in that stuff. So there's my garden. And then I'll show you pictures of, if you stay tuned to the end, I'll show you some pictures of my dollhouse before and some other little creations I made. I just gotta dig them out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so that's a picture of the dollhouse when I bought it. That was the condition it was in. Try to get rid of the glare. And that was some shots of the inside. You can see where the staircase was. And all the carpeting and wallpaper I ripped out. Every room had it. And it didn't have wiring. That was the kitchen. You can see the kitchen floors all coming up. And that was the dining room, I think. I don't know. The bedroom. That was a shot of the staircase from the upstairs and the attic. That was the upstairs attic area. I ripped all that out. And then that was the front two bedrooms that I showed you. And that's a better shot when it opens up what it looked like. So that was what it was when I got it. And then I stripped it. Let me see. Oh, you can see how poorly the siding was all icky. Maybe I didn't get new. I think I only got a couple new windows. Some of those were, I just repainted them. But the porch was all, you know, kind of bent and broken, so I redid it. I'm going to fix that up. Some siding. But I just had the picture. Oh, here. So then I stripped it down to that. And then I re-sided it. And now that you have it for today. So that's just a little bit about my second hobby that I'm itching to start working on a little bit now. But what I like about it, about doing this, is it's all crafts. It's not just the, I mean, just to make the little things to go inside of it. Like little flower vases out of beads and stuff like that, and the little perfume, which I'm going to make. I just bought the mirrors. I want to make some little perfume trays and the bathroom fixtures and stuff. So I'll be tinkering around with that, and in a couple days I'll post a video of some of the stuff that I am going to make. And I have stuff that I've made, but it's packed away. I got to pull it out. But alright, that's just enough. Just kind of going down old memory lane here, pulling out my old pictures of this house. And I don't know why I've been itching to get back into some minis. And I've been busy making tons and tons of flowers while I'm been at the camper. There's some of them, and I think I'm going to be putting these up in kits for sale. So stay tuned for that. And what else has been going on with me? Nothing much. I'm just back home. I'm kind of, kids go back to school. tomorrow, Monday. So, all right, that's enough of my little miniature world right now. And leave me a comment, or if you have any questions, or whatever. If you don't care to have these videos on the scrapbooking stuff, then let me know, and I'll just post them. I'll just post them maybe to something else. But that's how I got my name, the Mini Scrapper, because I do miniatures and I do scrapbooking and altered art and stuff. So if you're ever wondering where I come up with the Mini Scrapper,